Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the selfsame well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say, joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall. Joy and sorrow, you can't have one without the other. They are both one and the same. Indeed, that is the ultimate message from this beautiful poem by one of my favorites, and certainly one of the greatest poets and philosophers, Khalil Gibran. But despite this truth, many of us still struggle to accept it. It's not a function of us not understanding it. Our minds are actually very smart. Our souls have known this truth since the beginning of time. Rather, it's our ego or illusionary self that creates this duality and encourages us to pursue joy and pleasure while avoiding sorrow and suffering. We often fall into this trap and thereby welcome an even greater sorrow, which, interestingly, is actually there to bring us joy. I know, it sounds very paradoxical, but you really can't have the joy or happiness you're seeking in life until you first experienced true pain and sorrow. And that often is not enough. It's not just a matter of experiencing it. We all experience pain and sorrow to some degree, but many of us try to resist or run away from it. The truth is, though, that you can't run away from your sorrow. The more you do, the greater you will feel it. Rather, see if you can yield to your sorrow and understand its true purpose. Don't just automatically assume it's a bad thing. Try to let it be your guide. Like a knife carving out a lute, we cannot produce beautiful melodies or memories until we are carved open. So allow yourself to be carved. Don't blindly chase happiness, because you'll often fall into an even deeper well of suffering. Don't resist the pain you are experiencing. Observe it, learn from it, and most importantly, grow from it. Once you do, you'll see that they are both one and the same. Both forces work seamlessly together, and you'll even notice that they were not even separate to begin with. Because the key is not to be ecstatic when things go your way, nor to be full of despair when they don't. The key is to be equanimous, to be balanced like a scale without weight, to not go to extreme lows or highs, but to be able to see the beauty and transience of everything. Only then will you truly feel at peace. This peace is the feeling and state of being that we are all truly after. And it's not a product of manipulating our surroundings or the people around us. It's about unlocking the inner struggles and roadblocks to see sorrow's true face. So the next time you go through a really difficult or sad period in your life, don't run away from it. Surrender to it, and allow the fire of sorrow to burn everything you've hopelessly held on to. Only then, when you stare deep into the ashes of your pain, will you see the sleeping phoenix inside you awaken and soar to new heights. So I hope you guys enjoyed this enchanting poem by Khalil Gibran, and I hope you take a moment to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share a time when you felt most in sorrow, but eventually grew from that sorrow because you came to realize its ultimate purpose. It could be growing from a difficult heartbreak, recovering from a life-changing illness, or really any other challenging period in your life. I'm sure we'd all love to hear about it, provide any support if possible, and ultimately learn from it so that we all can awaken together. But for now, thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll join me on this journey and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because the peace, love, and wisdom that you're all ultimately after is only going to continue growing.